Good afternoon everyone. Welcome to Banao Bharat's Trading for Living Tuesday Nifty expiry live session 25th of July, and markets have just closed. The chart looks little smooth, but it's been quite volatile today in spite of VIX surprisingly falling more than 10%. This is the chart of Nifty. Opens at around 19,744. From there on slowly goes down to yesterday's low and stays around yesterday's low for large part of the day, and in one short movement starts coming down and creates a new low at 19,632. From there on it starts the pullback and finally closes at around 19,700 levels. On the whole, third day of Nifty developing the downward trajectory in the ongoing up move. On the intraday, trend has shifted to the downside, and you can see here the trajectory has been down since Friday. Thursday on the expiry last week, we saw one final top on Nifty at 19,981, and Friday opens slightly lower than Thursday's close, and from there on it has been on one-sided. Well, will this be the short-term bottom or is it going to go further down is what we need to wait and watch. Finally, if you see the pullback attempt from 19,632, it has gone up to 19,710. Pullback is reasonable with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. So we can say pullback is working out, and that is also reflecting in Bank Nifty charts. You can see here, this is the Bank Nifty chart. On Friday opening, we make one freak high at 46,360. For the large part of Friday, we can still say Friday was a down day, and Monday and Tuesday today. So even with respect to Bank Nifty, it has been 3 days now that we saw the highs, and for last 3 days, in spite of the volatility, the trend is clearly on the downside. But today Bank Nifty has taken the support at 3 days low of 45,668. You can see here 3 days before the low was 45,668, and today it just touches 45,668, makes a new low at 45,650, and from there on pullback has been very successful, which is a clear indication that probably at least for 1 or 2 days for this weekly settlement, that is tomorrow and day after, we can expect both Nifty and Bank Nifty to be slightly on the higher side. So that is what is my take based on today's price action and looking into the 3 days of price action, which is on the downside. Clear trend was on the downside for 3 days, and today Bank Nifty takes a support at exactly 3 days low, and from there on, by the end of the day itself, the pullback is looking very convincing and closes at 45,930, which means from the lows of 45,650 to the highs of 45,930, there is about 300 points recovery on intraday chart itself, on the 15 minutes chart, which is a significant one, and also the number of candles that are played out in the pullback is also quite significant. So on the whole, I would say the pullback is going on well from the lower levels. This is Nifty that had the expiry today. Opens at around 20,580 levels. From there on goes down below yesterday's low of 2480, makes a new low at 2411, and from there on it has been pulling back upwards and made a new high at 2593. Though at the end the last candle has been in big red I would still say the pullback is successful even in Fin Nifty chart and Bank Nifty chart, and also the same with the Nifty chart. In spite of last candle showing a big pull down, I would still say the pullback is successful, which is a kind of indication that coming 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, for this monthly expiry for Nifty and Bank Nifty, I think we will be seeing little bit of higher levels. Whether we will once again cross over the all-time high is what we need to wait and watch. Probably not, but still the action will be more on the upside movement, unlike today's or last 2 to 3 days of downward price action. So get prepared for, on the shorter time frame I am talking of. On the larger time frame we are still in good uptrend and there are no nearby reversal levels, and they are not even closer to the pullback levels. So if market sustain today's low for next couple of days, then we can say at least even for the higher time frame today's low can act as a support levels or pullback levels. But for now we have to just look into only very shorter time frame minimum, starting with intraday time frame. And on the intraday time frame, today's price action I would confer, or I would conclude as saying the last 3 days of downfall is over, at least for now, and coming 1 or 2 days we might see little higher levels from today's close. New high or not, we don't know, but looking at this pattern, I would like to play the long games tomorrow. If any setup happens on the long side, then I would be playing the long setup rather than playing once again the short setup, because short setups will now only emerge after breaking once again today's low, which looks unlikely looking at the pullback. Well, that's it for now. Let us once again reconvene tomorrow morning with a fresh perspective on the markets. Just keep this thing in mind. 3 days of down move has put certain bottom in this ongoing uptrend, and in next couple of days we will be seeing slightly upward action. Well, any trade, you should always take it with a pinch of salt and always be prepared with your stop losses. So don't take anybody's word for granted. Everyone can be wrong. Even the best of best traders can be wrong quite often. It's not like, very rarely we are wrong. We are wrong most of the times, but still the game is not just identifying the trend. The game is lot more than just identifying the trend. So having said that, have a profitable week. Let us once again meet tomorrow morning. Until then, Om Swasti.